Hey, folks. So, they say every dog has his day. I never thought this dog would have his day in this situation, but I ended up having mine. And I want to share this story with y'all because sometimes we get caught up in our lives and we see injustices and things happen, and we get so frustrated wanting revenge, and we really don't think things are going to play out like they do. Well, let me tell you, I have proof that they do. So if you've got an enemy or something and you're plotting or whatever, just keep hanging on, okay? Whatever you want to call it, karma, equal exchange, whatever, it's a real thing. Let me share you my experience. So when I was in the ninth grade, we had a teacher's aide who was kind of a smart alecky type guy. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's fun banter. I mean, obviously, I have no lack of sarcasm, but this guy was kind of mean spirited or whatever, and he had his favorites. And um, maybe we got off on the bad foot. I don't know. By no means, I'm not perfect, but whatever. There was friction between us, and he and I would argue. And he was kind of manipulative in the way that, like, he would set up a situation where the arguments would escalate from a joke, and then it would be like, hey, 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 and he'd tell the teacher and get me in trouble. Then I'd go to the principal's office. So one of those types. He was also one of our football coaches, and I remember at one point he we were playing, and he said that the defensive line was doing bad. As a matter of fact, he went, "The defensive line is crap. It's crap. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to QB. I'm going to QB, and just to show you how much crap this defensive line is, and I challenge any of you to tackle me." And so, of course, me being the 15-year-old angsty, mad at the world, little edgelord metalhead Zach that I used to be, I took that golden opportunity, and I cleared right through that offensive line, and I sacked him. And honestly, if I was in this position, I'd have been kind of proud and gave him props and go, "Hey, nice shot, man. Don't sue me, Filter." But he got all mad and made me run laps or whatever, and then it just began to escalate from there. So at the end of my 10th grade year, I found out that this dude was going to be our principal the following year for my junior and senior year. So I went on a very long, arduous crusade to try to get transferred to another high school in a neighboring town. And last minute it failed. It fell apart. Felt like an idiot, but went ahead and bit my lip, went to school, and tried to walk straight and narrow with him. And fortunately, we really didn't collide too much during that time, I got to admit. So all in all, I'm kind of glad it worked out that way. I got to finish at the same school I started at. Never had to change schools my whole career, which is uncommon for a lot of people. And that's why I'm wearing this blue and gold shirt for this right now. Go Indians. But yeah, so I just kind of had to learn, swallow my pride, deal with it, whatever. This guy's a jerk, but it is what it is. Well, after a couple years of being principal at my old high school, he ends up getting a job offer to be a principal at another high school in another neighboring town. And he takes it and becomes even more cocky and more arrogant until it is found out that he is having an inappropriate relationship with one of the students at that other school. And he is forced to step down, and he is no longer allowed to be an educator in the state of Texas. So, yeah, well, he goes through his Rolodex, and I guess he chooses the next best option. He calls up one of his friends, who's actually a friend of mine, really good guy. And this guy, out of the goodness of his heart, gets this guy a job as a labor hand in the oil field. Possibly similar pay, I'm not sure, but it's definitely a cut down from being Mr. Big Hot Shot principal, talking all this noise to all these students, abusing his power just a little bit. I'm so good, look at me. But wait, there's more. So meanwhile, I have graduated high school, graduated college, and I've become a young, up-and-coming safety trainer and safety tech. And I'm working for a small company that services most of the East Texas Arklatex area. And I am informed that I have to do an emergency training for an individual who is going to work last minute. And I go there, and it's a fit testing where I have to use respirator to make sure they know how to get a proper fit on there. If you want to know more about that, watch my fit testing video in my safety playlist. But and I've got to do like a little safety spill for this dude. I go in, sit down, set up shop, and of course I'm all happy, go lucky. I'm still brand new, fresh in the safety stuff. And guess who walks in and has to sit through my class, my lecture, and my fit test? That's right, the old principal. So you could tell just by looking at him, he felt about this tall. And let's just say I love to teach safety. And I think I'm fairly decent at it. I'm a bit of a talker and maybe even a good talker on a good day. But let's just say I read every scripture and verse of that PowerPoint, and I made sure that not a single question was wrong on his test by the end of that training. Like I said, sometimes you don't know if there's going to be justice or if something's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you something. Every dog has his day, and this dog had his on the last day that he even thought he would have it. So anyway, I hope this motivates, encourages, and inspires y'all a little bit. I hope you'd enjoy it. That's all I got. Thanks again.